Hello, my dear student. I hope you are doing well. I am Sifat Ferdowsi Shaun. Today, I will discuss about chapter 4, Starting a New Life. This is the second video in this chapter. What we will be learned from today's lessons: what is evolution, what is biological evolution, what is chemical evolution, what is nucleoprotein, evidences for evolution, what do you mean by homologous organs, what do you mean by analogous organs, and vestigial organs. Here, origin of life on earth. In the 4th century BC, Greek philosopher Aristotle proved that the living beings of one class are higher than other classes. After deep logical thinking and experiments, the modern man have developed the idea that evolution is the root of creation. The word evolution came from the word evolvere. An English philosopher and educationist, Herbert Spencer, at first used the word evolution. What is evolution? First of all, we know that evolution is a slow and continuous process by which a simple living being changes into a complex and higher living being. What is biological evolution? When a living being is transformed into a new species, the process called biological evolution. Then we go for our next slide. Here it is. This picture is very hazy because it will found in the textbook page 105. When I will just tell you the concept you will found in your textbook. How, when this evolution comes from, first of all, chemical evolutions are happened like carbon dioxide, nitrogen, hydrogen. Then it's turned into methane, ammonia, water vapor. Then it's turned into amino acids. Then it's turned into nucleic acid and protein. Then it's turned into nucleoprotein, and this is called chemical evolution. Then protovirus, from protovirus, then virus comes, virus, bacteria, then protozoa, then multicellular life is composed. Then from this multicellular life, plants and animals are produced. This is called biological evolution. It will be found in your textbook 105 number page. Then what is chemical evolution? First cell may have originated by chemical evolution involving 4 steps. 1. Abiotic, that means non-biological synthesis of small organic molecules. Number 2. Monomers join together to form polymers like proteins, nucleic acid. Then number 3. Origin of self-replicating molecules that eventually made inheritance possible. Number 4. Packaging these molecules into pre-cells, droplets of molecules with membranes that maintained an internal chemistry. In your exam, what is nuclear protein? For monomers, it will come. So what is nuclear protein? Amino acid and nucleic acids collectively produced nucleoprotein. Then we go for what is biological evolution. Here you can see the various evolution. Evolution is the change in the inherited traits in one population over time. This change produces a gradual transformation of simple living things, like you can see here, this is the brain capacity 3.5 million years ago, then 3 million, then 2 million, and present this is the brain capacity of us. That means changes produced a gradual transformation of simple living things into more complex species. You can hear also this is the more previous than it's come. Now it is the modern stage. This is called biological evolution. Then we go for evidences for evolution. Two concepts are tried to establish in evolution. One is the evidences that evolution really occurred. The other is the process of evolution or how evolution happens in life. These are described below. First of all, morphological evidences. So, what is morphology? The external structure of living beings is called morphology. And then, what is anatomy? Their similarities and dissimilarities are called comparative anatomy. Now we will learn homologous organs, what is analogous organs, vestigial organs, and comparative anatomy are described. Next slide. What is homologous organ? You can see here some pictures also. What is homologous organs? Homo means same. Homologous organs may be defined as the organs of different animals. Organs of different animals which have similar basic structure but different functions. What is I said? You can say here is human structure, horse, dolphin, bat, and here this is human hand, and this is cat, and this is whale, and this is bat. You can see here, this is the phalanges of human, and this is the cat phalanges of cat. This is the phalanges of whale, and this is the phalanges of bat. That means what is we say in homologous organs may be defined as the organs of different animals which have similar basic structure but different functions. For example, the flippers of whale, the forelimbs of a frog, and man have the same basic structure but they perform different functions. Hence, these are called homologous organs. I hope you all understand what is homologous organs. The evolutionists think that all the animals with homologous organs have the same origin, that is, they have originated from the same ancestor. This theory supports the biological evolution. Then we go for our next slide. Here is analogous organs. Analogous. So, analogous organs are defined as the organs of different animals. Organs of different animals that are having different structure. You can see here, this is the bird wings, this is the bat wings, and this is the insect wing. They are different structure but perform the same functions. So, the organs of different animals that are having different structure but perform the same functions, these are called analogous organ. Examples of analogous organ is the wing of insect, the wings of birds. The analogous organs also support the theory of evolution. I hope you all understand. Then we go for vestigial organs. Vestigial organs. What is vestigial organs? There are some body parts which are functional in some animals. That means some body parts which are functional in some animals and non-functional in other animals. These are called vestigial organs. Human cecum. So what is cecum? You can see here. This is, I hope you will see, this is cecum. Human cecum and the appendix. Human cecum and appendix attached to it are non-functional. In the human body, cecum and appendix are non-functional. But in guinea pig, they are functional. Human body has no tail, but at the end of the spinal cord, a vestigial bone called coccyx is present. Here you can see this is the coccyx. Coccyx bone was well formed in human ancestors. So we can conclude that animals having vestigial organs have originated from the ancestors in which that part was functional. So, my dear students, thank you for being with me. Stay home and stay safe.